Hi, I'm Kathleen Byram, and I'm the author of Conversations with Dawnkey, a bipolar journey. What I'd like to talk to you about tonight is something that happened earlier. I was in a group about different for different people of different faiths and beliefs, from atheist to whatever. And so that was the purpose, was to get on and talk about those things. So someone asked about the way that we pray, and I responded, I just put it out there, and then I let God do what needs to be done, and I don't worry about it anymore. Now, that's not to say that if something needs done about that, I'm not saying that I don't do anything about it. I'm just saying once I give it to Him, then I don't unnecessarily go over and over it in my mind, worrying about it. So I made this short response that I did that. I threw it out there, and then I let it go. And someone came along and said something about wasting my time. Well, I guess you like wasting your time, or something to that order. I really didn't see anything useful in the comment, or that would be for a good conversation. It was a rude attack, albeit a mild one, but it made me get to thinking about how we respond to things. What I mean is, for example, I asked my partner, who is a teacher, I said, when someone asks you a question, do you try to respond technically to what they ask, or do you try to figure out what it is what their meaning is behind the situation? And he said the latter, and I said, that's a teacher trait, I think. That's not a fact that I'm claiming. And I think the best thing to do when someone says something like that is to realize they really don't want to have a petty conversation about whether or not you're wasting time. See, that's the first thing I go to. I want to answer the question technically. I want to say, no, it's not a waste of time because this, and this. But that's not where he's coming from. See, the thing that you need to figure out is where the person is coming from. And when I got to thinking about it, I thought where he might be coming from is a household that taught him toxic religion, a household that taught him toxic atheism. I'm not saying atheism is toxic. I'm saying someone teaching you toxic atheism, meaning that you turn out just obnoxiously attacking people that aren't atheists. Where was I? So you got to find out where they're coming from. And I got to thinking about the guy, and so I looked at his profile to see if there was anything obvious in what he had said recently. And I didn't see anything obvious to tell me anything to teach me anything else about him. And finally, I just decided not to respond, which is what I should have done from the beginning. Now, this was a time waster. What I ought to do is get on there and tell him, you know what? That's a good point you just made, because I sat here and I wasted the last couple hours of my time thinking about you. So I guess I am a time waster. But yeah, you want to think about what's behind the request when someone is rude like that. I don't think you always want to think that way, because sometimes people want a technical answer. When they say, what's 2 plus 2, you don't, well, I don't know. Don't get me started on that. And they say, what's 2 plus 2, they want to hear 4. But if they say something that's mean and derogatory about the polka dots on your clothes, there's a good chance this conversation isn't about polka dots. And that's kind of where I'm trying to get at here. And I've gone into 6.5 minutes now, so I'm going to let you go. Please like and subscribe if you feel like it, and leave me a comment of what you think about this. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.